Yo, what's up aliens? AHEE here. Today I wanted to demo all of the Magic Ableton Racks Volume 2 that I have up on my Gumroad. A lot of y'all have been asking for a demo, and today we're going to do it. So first off, I'm just going to go through and demonstrate each one and how I would use them. I won't be able to go over all the uses of them. I'm sure you'll find all sorts of new uses, but I'll go over some of ones that I've found really cool. So here's like a almond break. You could also do this on like a drum group. But we got a little almond break going. And then one of the first ones that I use a lot from this pack is the Magic Drum Shaper. So I'll just throw it on. This is what the settings are like when you throw it on. Really makes those drums beefier and punchier at the same time. AHEE's PHAT Magic Rack is sort of based around the sausage fattener, and it does a similar thing as well. Here, I'll turn it on and show you that. Before, after. And also it's got this color knob here. You can hear how it affects that. So the main knob here is just the PHAT Magic. So now I'm actually going to put the drum shaper after the PHAT Magic. You'll really be able to hear what the drum shaper does now with this one compressed a little bit more. So let's check it out. Bring down that boom. This punchiness really boosts the transients. Now with the crispiness, it almost like a gator. Check it out. But just having a little bit of the crispy on there, it takes away the sustain on the drum hits and can help make your drums a little bit tighter in that way. So these two are really fun to use in combination, though sometimes I'll just use the Magic Drum Shaper just by itself on a more compressed drum loop or on my drum group. Next we have AHEE's Alien Flange drums. So I'm going to keep on the PHAT Magic. We'll turn this on. It's pretty weird. You could also probably try this out on some vocals and whatnot. Yeah, lots of fun little alien effects there. Next is AHEE's Repeating Trip Maker. Now this one is a little bit harder to use, but it's good to like use this and like render the effects out. If I was to create a new audio track and route the audio from the almond break, and then we could use this to chop up. So, you know, and you can play around with the loop size. You know, it's almost like a larger grain delay in that sense. But here, we can also up the amount that it decays in pitch. Render it out like this. Check it out. Yeah. Or we can lessen that. And then the loop size just sort of determines the amount that's being looped. But yeah, it can be fun to put that also on vocals and whatnot. Make some trippy vocals. Speaking of vocals, let's check out the vocal racks that we have for this pack. So the three main ones in here are the Vocal Harmony Maker, the Vocal Doubler, and the Vocal Stack Magic, which is a combination of the harmony and the doubler together. And man, I'm so proud of these. Check this out. So here's the vocal just by itself.
Find me on the other side of dawn. The night reflects the light of the sun. The moon, she is a teacher.
All right, now here it is with the doubler.
Find me on the other side of dawn. The night reflects the light of the sun. The moon, she is a teacher.
Really cool. It just instantly doubles it, but it's not like a perfect copy of it. and so it makes it even better that way. And you can mess around with the tune of it with the fine tune here.
Find me on the other side of dawn. The night reflects the light of the sun.
It's going to be very subtle. And also you can change the double style, which is what kind of oscillator you're using to determine the second voice.
Find me on the other side of dawn.
We'll up the double voice so that way we can really tell.
Find me on the other side of dawn. The night reflects the light of the sun.
Yeah, but you can also up the sibilance, which is going to be like kind of sounds. And then the doubler sense, this is going to be really important if it's like a really subtle vocal or if it's more compressed.
Find me on the other side of dawn. The night reflects the light of the sun.
Very cool. Now here's the vocal harmony maker.
Find me on the other side of dawn. The night reflects the light of the sun. The moon, she is a teacher.
Very cool. You can also mess around with the harmony pitch. I really only recommend having it all the way to the left or all the way to the right.
Find me on the other side of dawn. The night reflects the light of the sun.
And then the vocal stack, which is both of them combined.
Find me on the other side of dawn. The night reflects the light of the sun. The moon, she is a teacher.
So in here you can change the doubling tuning, the harmony pitch. There's also a second harmony function in there, so one's low and one is high. Then also you can control the volumes of all these things as well as the left-right spread of the two harmonies. Very, very happy how that one turned out. Also on here, we got the Alien Vocal Maker, which this one is sort of similar to the Billie Eilish vocal effect. Check it out.
Find me on the other side of dawn. The night reflects the light of the sun. The moon, she is a teacher.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Also, you can affect like different distortion amounts.
Find me on the other side of dawn. The night reflects the light of the sun.
Sort of the frequency of it.
Find me on the other side of dawn. The night reflects the light. Find me on the other side of dawn. The night reflects the light of the sun.
Lots of cool variations with that one. Also here we got the Radio Vox.
Find me on the other side of dawn. The night reflects the light of the sun.
Now this one's also really good on drums as well, and you can automate the radio amount.
Find me on the other side of dawn. The night reflects the light of the sun. The moon, she is a teacher.
And then the wiggle here just sort of wiggles it.
Find me on the other side of dawn. The night reflects the light of the sun. The moon, she is a teacher.
And you can get rid of the distortion in there as well. And then the magic amount just compresses it.
Find me on the other side of dawn. The night reflects the light of the sun.
Yeah. Now here's the crystal delay. This is like a crazy delay thing that you could probably render to a new audio track as well to get some crazy sounds. But here it is. It's really fun to play with these two shifts. Yeah, that one's crazy. Dirty echo filter.
Find me on the other side of dawn. The night reflects the light of the sun. The moon, she is a teacher.
Add in some more dirt in there. Take it out. Filter. Open it up. And you can control the echo amounts and whatnot. But yeah, that one's also fun just on like one little shots. Just for like little ad libs and whatnot. Also the Radio Vox works well with the ad libs as well. Last one I want to show on the vocals is the Magic Snow Cone Fade. This one's really great for like transitions, and you could really use this on any kind of instrument. But here, check this out.
Find me on the other side of dawn. The night reflects the light of the sun. The moon, she is a teacher.
Yeah, that one's fun. So next I want to show a couple ones that you can use on like synths and whatnot. I guess you could use these on other things too, but I sort of designed them for synthesizers. So here I've just got a regular old saw wave in Serum. Now I'm going to put on AHEE's Magic Filter. Yeah, check it out. We can control the rate of the LFO. Also, this envelope mod sort of shapes how it's being filtered. And then the filter type also, the default is a low pass filter, but you can actually change it to other types of filters too. High pass filter. And then you can also control the resonance. And then also the shape of the LFO. I think the default is just on a saw wave. And then the LFO amount just controls how much the LFO is affecting the cutoff. Definitely a very powerful one, because you could put that on like more advanced wavetables, not just like a saw, and then you could have that sound be shaped with the filter. Very cool. Now here is a very interesting rack. It's called the Magic Zap Rack. It's sort of similar, this weird sort of phasing thing that sounds like zapping. Check it out. And you can actually control what frequencies it's affecting. So this is going to affect whatever this number is and up. So we can apply it just to the high end. This would take away that effect, adding it back in. And also it's got the robot bit in there as well. Yeah, lots of cool sounds. Now I've already shown the PHAT Magic Rack, but it's also great just on a pure saw wave. So here's just like, you know, saw wave sound. Now here it is with the, it's just so much fatter. And that's sort of really what I designed it for, but it can be used in a lot of different ways. Now, I already had the Stereoize Hi End in the first version of the Magic Racks, but this one I added in a few extra controls. I basically added in a control where you can control the width of the high end, because before it was just stereoizing it. Here I wanted to be able to control the width of that effect, and then also the shape of the EQ in which the split was happening. I think both of those just gave this one a little bit more control. So here it is with it. I don't know if you can tell, you'll have to be on headphones or nice monitors, but you'll hear a left-right kind of sound. Now this controls what frequency it starts at. And sometimes it would put it out of phase, but this, with the high end width, it sort of allows you to control how wide it actually goes. That could be cool on also just like sort of brass sounds and whatnot, to get them a little bit wider and whatnot, or any other elements that you want in both speakers. Next up is this series of sub-bass distortion Ableton racks. So in Serum, I've just got a sine wave, and then I've got the level being controlled by LFO, so it does like a wub. I don't know if you can hear it. You'll need to have some sort of sub. I'll just go through each one of these and show you how it affects this sine wave. Let's throw a span on here just so we can see what's going on. So this is the Wook bass processor, and it's sort of similar to like the peekaboo kind of sound. Also with the PHAT rack after it, you can get some interesting sounds. This controls what kind of frequencies are being played, and then also like the strength of them. You can also add in some noise and control the color of the noise with the noise frequency. Also, you can control the redux amount. Basically being able to control these different parts of the harmonics. So many variations with this one. Also, you can control the redux being before or after the sines in here. Gets you two different results. Definitely a fun one to play around with. Here we've got the two bird sine distortions, so I'll just throw those on. It's similar to the Wook bass, but a different sort of flavor. They're a bit more richer. Here's the wet noise. This one could be layered in with something else, but I think it's a pretty cool sound. Can control the color of the noise and the shape of the wub up top. Very cool. Now this one's a pretty weird one, the shift and erode. Check this out. Very weird one. Also the AHEE's strange bass maker. Now you can add in the shift and erode beneath that. Such a weird, crazy, cool sound. So here, I'll play around with the shift and erode a little bit more. And the key is to really just experiment with these. Definitely gonna have a lot of fun with those. Here we have a few glitch Ableton racks. So here's just like a snare sound that's got a little bit of a pre-clap to it, and then also a little funky effects after it. And we'll run it through the Magic Glitch Machine. And I'm gonna render this to a new audio track. So crazy, totally different how we get that out of just running it through this sound. Here's another snare, just a little wood snare. We'll run it through here. It's like as it's coming off, it gets this really cool kind of glitch. And you can run all sorts of sounds through this thing and get interesting new variations. Also is the super amp glitcher. Run this over the snare again. This crazy sound here at the end. That's wild. Next we have a set of really unique Ableton racks, and these are just creating noise just by themselves. So if I turn any one of these ones on, the Magic Chaos 1 or 2 or the self-generator box, it just makes noise by itself. So here, check it out. I'll turn it on. Crazy, right? Now here's the second one. Amazing. So here's the self-generator box. Reminds me of like nuclear radiation for some reason. Here's another version of it that I liked. And you could just layer those in with other sounds. Like maybe create like a lo-fi beat with that in the background is like a different way of creating white noise. But there's a lot of different ways to affect them. So yeah, those ones are really fun to experiment around with. Now this last section of Ableton racks are more tools than they are sound design. Well, they could be used for sound design. They're tools for sound design. This one's called the 3-band splitter, and last time I had the high-low splitter, which was basically set to a low band and a high band. This 3-band splitter is the same exact idea, but it's got 3 bands, a low, a mid, and a high. And so you could put just effects on just the high. So we turn this on. I'm going to put it on this like Reese kind of sound. So that's just in Serum. And I put this on here. Still sounds the same. Now I'm going to put a little bit of distortion on just the high end. So we can see here we've clicked on like the low, the mid, and the high, and we put the overdrive just on the high, and we'll put some reverb on there too. Cool, so that way you're not affecting any of the other bands. And you can get real creative with how you're going to use that. And to be able to take that creativity a step further, we've got the 3-band stereo tool. So this is exactly like the 3-band tool, but you've also got an extra control on the mid-side functions. So if we open this up and we say go to the high section, when we see the high band here, we can control both a mid and a side section of the high band. So if we say wanted to just put a chorus on the middle of the high band, we could do that. And then say we want to put here in the mid section, we'll distort the sideband with an amp. So that's only affecting the sides of the mid-range frequencies. And you can set where those cutoffs are. So here, everything above 5022 hertz is in the high band, and everything between 100 and 5022 hertz is the middle, and then this would be the low band. So you can adjust these. And also in here, there's some quick functions, like you can just put the sub bass in mono. You can also put the mids in mono. And you can also control the gain of the high and low bands. So we'll put these back. And so here I'm going to turn up the sides of the highs. I'm going to turn them off. Now I'm going to turn up the mids of the mids. Turn down the sides of the mid. Gets rid of that distortion. Turn it up more of it. So yeah, lots of creativity in how you can mix and match different effects in the different side bands. Bands on bands. Next up, we have the stereo control, and this one I end up using the most. If we see inside of span, this respace sort of goes in and out of phase. Now if I just throw the stereo control, you'll see it stays more in phase. And you can control how much of the stereo to mono signal you want. So here would be full stereo, and then you can slowly make it more and more mono while still keeping part of it stereo. And then again, you can control the mid and side, but this is of the entire sound. I usually end up boosting the mid frequencies a bit and cutting some of the side frequencies, so I can throw these things on things that are phasing and it'll put it back in phase. And you can also swap the left and right channels. Cool, so the very last of the 30 new Magic Racks Volume 2 is the listening rack. And this one is really useful when you just want to listen to a particular part of the song. I'm going to play a song that I just put out called Starbreak. And also here you can see in the tuner, you can see the pitch of like the sub bass. So you can see there it's C sharp. Now we can just listen to the lows. So we're just listening to the lows, and you can see that the tuner is more accurate there. Now we'll just listen to the mids and highs, so no sub. Now just the highs only. Now listen just to the mono content. Now we'll listen just to the sides. So this is going to be completely out of phase. Yeah. Now we'll cut all that. And this is going to be completely in phase and mono. And then just the lows. Now just the mids and highs. Now just the highs. Cool, so it really allows you to be able to just listen to other things. One thing is you just want to make sure that you put everything back down at 0. Those are the 30 new Magic Ableton Racks in the Volume 2 pack. If you guys like these, I'm going to put a link down below on where you can download them from my Gumroad. Thank you all for the support. I hope you enjoy these and make lots of awesome music with it. If you enjoy this kind of stuff, please be sure to like and subscribe. More videos coming. And let me know in the comments if you have a favorite Magic Rack. And what have you found that is really cool way to use it. Alright, peace aliens.